Okay, surprise. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. Normally on Saturday mornings, you guys are blessed with the wisdom and the largesse of Miss Alma, the CPA. She normally comes on and crushes it out with financial literacy, right? And we enjoy that because, after all, she's a CPA. Do you know that it's harder to become a CPA than to become a lawyer? Like, the CPA exam has a lower pass rate than the bar exam. And so for her to be a CPA and be out here on the front lines, like, literally working on that and in her craft every day, and then sharing that with us on the weekends is just amazing. And we're so grateful for her. But check it out. Y'all stuck with me today. So what I want you to do, because this is a prime example of what we mean when we say turn this thing on, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like it, make sure you share, is because at the end of the day, you never know when you might miss something. And these are tools that you can use to grow your business, especially if you're in the kind of business where you need to grow your network. If you need to like me and my man Earl was talking earlier today, if you need to make sure that you are depositing more value than you withdraw from your relationships, that is an incredible question for you. In your most important relationships, do you deposit more than you withdraw? Have you ever even thought about that? It's an important thing to think about. And so this morning, what I'm looking to do is deposit a little bit more value in your life. My goal is to deposit more than I withdraw into your lives. Every morning we say this affirmation, right? We be like, I deserve to be rich, right? I deserve to be rich. But why? Because I consistently add value to people's lives. Can you say that? Or when you're reaching out to people, is it with these selfish asks? Is it always you thinking about your own goals, your own agenda, what you hope to get out of it? Because that's going to temper your life. That's going to temper the amount of value that you create. You can see who you are by your fruit, right? You can see where you need to evolve more. You can see where you're doing okay. But our goal is to stay in a place where we always want to get better. And so I really congratulate you for being here on a Saturday morning. Thank you very much for the shares, y'all. Yeah, surprise, Allie. You wasn't ready, right? Yeah, Dennis. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's it. What's in it for them? What's in it for them? That's exactly right. All right, y'all. So what we're talking about this morning is 5 wealth lessons that Warren Buffett learned as a child. Some of you know, some of you don't know. The reason I say that a lot of people don't know who Warren Buffett is because when you go on places like Instagram and you try to search out the spelling of his name, you're going to see more wrong spellings of his name than right spellings. You know what I mean? Which is just the kind of world we're in, which is why it's so important that you live with an internal compass, not an external compass. And we'll get into that in a future training. But what I want to talk to you about right now is, can you see, when you're looking at a multimillionaire, can you spot a young millionaire before it happens? Can you spot a millionaire to be before they become one? Can you see it when it's happening? One of the most incredible books that I've ever read is this joint called How to Get Rich, from this cat named Felix Dennis. You may want to read that one day. How to Get Rich, from this guy named Felix Dennis. And in this book called How to Get Rich, this is the founder of Maxim magazine, all this other stuff. But he recounts this encounter that he had with the friend, with the mother of a friend he had as a child, right? And the mother, when she met young Dennis, tells him that he used to frighten her. And then he was like, why? And here's what she said. She was like, yo, when I asked you what you were going to do when you left school, you looked me in the eye, right? Your eyes weren't like normal teenagers that I knew. They were fierce, right? They were like a tiger's. You were insolent. You were arrogant. You were frightening. And you told me you were going to get rich. Not that you was going to go to university, not that you was going to do this or that and get a job, just that you were going to be rich. I never forgot that. And he died way rich. You know what I mean? He died a very, very rich man in a lot of different ways. And for Warren Buffett, his childhood might have also kind of foreshadowed a future of riches. I don't know how many of you have read The Snowball, right? I don't know how many of you have read this book called The Snowball. It's talking about the life and times of Mr. Warren Buffett, right? It's called The Snowball, Warren Buffett and the Business of Life. Incredible book. But there are some lessons in this joint that I wanted to share with you, because Warren Buffett knew at an early age, he learned some lessons at an early age that can still navigate us no matter what age we are. If y'all are ready for the first one, I'm going to give it to you. If you're ready for the first one, give me a number one and a share. Yeah, good morning, Kira. Good morning, Jermaine. All right, let's get it. Hey, yo, in the house. Let's get it. Mr. Terry, let's get it. That's right. That's right. Akron, Ohio up in here. Okay, then, Dennis, say that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Give us a number one and a share. All right, let's get it. Demeter checking in. All right. Incredible book, Demeter. Oh, my God. All right, check it out. Here's the first one. He learned very early to think in terms of numbers. If you're millionaire minded, if you hang out with us at the Kaizen Academy and stuff, you know I'm real big on these numbers, right? Like $1 million is just $1,000 times 1,000 people, right? Or $5,000 times 200 people. That's $1 million. Think about that, right? You probably have more than 200 followers. I don't care if you don't even do right. But once you understand that that's the problem you have to solve, all you have to do is solve for X, right? Like we have a product, you know, some of you know we have a financial services company. I don't even know if I ever introduced myself. How y'all doing? My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration expert. I'm a self-esteem development specialist. I'm really big on self-esteem being the hub and the wheel of success. And then on top of that, you know, I went from homeless to multimillionaire in right around 7 years. So some people think that's kind of cool. But what I think is cool is that I'm more interested in sharing the mindset, the philosophy that can create this in your own life. And I just want to make sure you're clear on it. Millionaires, if you start to think in numbers, what Warren Buffett learned from an early age, right? First of all, he was a wizard in math class. He loved counting bottle caps. He would collect and count bottle caps. He would play this game. You got to read this book. He would play this game where he would race marbles to the drain of his bathtub just to time the odds and whatnot. When he was in church, he would run calculations to figure out the lifespan of whoever composed this hymn, right? He's doing the math in his head. All this sounds trivial until you understand what Warren Buffett was learning to do was collect information and calculate odds. And if you spend time reading what successful people write, you'll find that calculating probabilities and making good bets is critical if you're trying to create wealth. Kind of like tails you win, heads you don't lose that much. You get what I mean? You have to be able to calculate risk. You have to understand where the upside is much greater than the downside. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to have Warren Buffett level talent with numbers, but what I am saying is you can do high school math. You can figure out that if you have a $200 product, you just need to sell it to 5,000 people and you're a millionaire. Does that make sense? Millionaires, plans are great. But being able to spot and act on opportunities is much better. The person that you paid to pump your gas, that was an opportunity. This phone call that you're on, or this live stream that you're on, that's an opportunity. Timing and position and patience are always going to work better than hustle. But if you can't see the opportunity when it's around you, and if you don't understand how to compound an opportunity, how many of you got your newsletter yesterday, right? How many of you got the newsletter yesterday? I don't know how many of you got that thing yesterday, but I was talking in there about how some people are so frantic. I was telling them why grass ain't always greener on the other side. In fact, it rarely is. It's because people be flitting from thing to thing to thing and don't realize their life could be leisurely moving on an upward trajectory if they would just do one thing consistently every day. If they would just stick to what they're doing consistently every day. You can go from money play to money play. You can go from relationship to relationship. But what happens is now you can't compound the effects. You can't compound the harvest that was due to you. You plant all of these seeds and then let someone else reap the harvest. That's ridiculous. But that's how most people live their lives. What you want to do is make really good bets over time on opportunities that have uncapped upside. And a bunch of my friends have watched me do that with this thing that we call Nove. I ain't lying. Man, listen to me. Appreciate that, Jen. Yeah, I don't know what could be going on, but if you refresh your screen and it should come back. If you're ready for number 2, give me a number 2 and a share. Give me a number 2 and a share. So that was the first one. We got to get to know these numbers, right? We got to get to know these numbers. We got to get to know these numbers. Here's the second one from you. This is straight from Warren Buffett. Straight from Warren Buffett. Here's number 2. Give me a number 2 and a share on a Saturday morning. All right, then. Yeah, good morning, millionaire. Let's get it. There's another story in the book where he breaks down being in a band, right? And he was chosen to play the cornet. And the cornet had to follow the trumpet player, right? He's supposed to be the echo of the trumpet player. So he's playing his cornet and everything's going well until the trumpet player that he's following plays the wrong note. Everything's going great until that trumpet player plays the wrong note. Now, at that moment, Warren Buffett is paralyzed by indecision. It's like, what do I do? Do I play the right note or and embarrass him? Do I play the wrong note so that I can correctly echo the trumpet player, which is supposed to be what I'm doing? He learned something that he carried with him the rest of his life right there. It might seem easier to go through life as an echo, but only until the other guy plays the wrong note. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Man, I was just now telling, again, my man Earl this morning how I love having people around me that make really good decisions. I love having people around me that are prudent decision makers. But with me, there's always going to be a caveat. I was telling them about our CEO and how I really rock with the dude even before he became one of my best friends, because here was a guy who was, rich by his mid-20s and then goes back to school. Who does that when you're richer than your teachers? Or, he's been married 15 years. I mean, people don't stay married 15 days in today's society, or the fact that he got rich and then got custody of his son. You know what I mean? They have a beautiful family. I love the fact that he's such a prudent decision maker. But here's what I said. I said, as long as you stay true to this mission, as long as you stay true to this infinite game, I'm riding with you. In other words, I have no problem being a follower, because you can't be a leader unless you can be a follower. But check it out. That seems easy until the other guy plays the wrong note. Now, I feel that our steps are ordered. I feel that everything is moving in an ordained fashion. So God is good. That doesn't apply to this particular situation, but there may be other areas of my life where it applies exactly. What about you? Because Warren Buffett carried this lesson with him through his entire adult life. He's made an incredible fortune off going contrary to what everybody else is doing. So all of them are greedy. He plays cautious. All of them get cautious. That's when he gets greedy. And now people are echoing him. What I'm trying to say, y'all, is that most people are way too protective of their ideas. So what they do is they avoid feedback early on that could save them time, that could save them trauma. The truth is, if it's the authentic you, then nobody can replicate you, right? You can get rid of competition by just being creative. How about you escape competition through authenticity? You know how many people have tried to start like some kind of call similar to this? They'll start off, they're doing effort, but I'm not playing that game. I'm not looking at them. I'm playing a different game. I'm playing what Simon Sinek calls the infinite game. You know what I mean? I'm just here to get better every day. I'm here to take all the failure as feedback. But that's what happens when you are looking to live by your own internal compass. I got a question for you, right? I might put this on Facebook. Check this out. Would you rather be the greatest lover in the world, but have everybody think you're the worst? Or would you rather be the worst lover in the world and have everybody think you're the best? That right there will show you if what you're really in the game for is status or wealth. Isn't that interesting? If you're ready for number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Give me a number 3 and a share. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Y'all still with me? I ain't going too fast, right? This me just stepping in for Miss Nancy. Stepping in from if you want to know, because most of the world is going for status. That's why you can sell them fame before you can sell them fortune. That's why people do anything to go viral. They'll do anything for some clicks because what people are looking for is status. They ain't really looking for wealth. That's why wealthy people don't be looking like they're rich. Now, as an African-American man of means, as a high-value man with melanin, we got to walk this weird line where, you know, my mind is telling me no, but social status is telling me buy it. You know what I mean? Wear this, drive that, because my people won't respect me if I look too bummy. You get what I mean? But don't get it twisted. Playing a status game is way different from playing a wealth game. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going too fast. I don't know if y'all even hear me. I don't even know if y'all get what I'm trying to say to you. If that makes sense to you, then share that thing, right? Share that thing. Because there's a difference between status and wealth. And there's a difference between you chasing status and you chasing wealth. There's a difference between you playing with an internal scoreboard and you playing with an external scoreboard. One is going to make your ego feel good. The other one's going to make your self-esteem grow. You hear me? All right, here's number 3. Way early in his life, Warren Buffett learned that money would bring freedom. That money would bring freedom. How many of you realize that? That's right. Which one is it, Eddie? Which one is it? Buffett learned that money would bring freedom, y'all. This is at the age of 10. Warren Buffett's pops took him to Wall Street. And that experience left him certain that he wanted to be rich. In a word, freedom, right? Freedom. He knew he wanted to be rich because of one word, freedom. You know, and when you hear him explain it, he would talk about how, yeah, you know, money could make me independent. Then I could do what I wanted to do with my life. And the biggest thing I wanted to do was work for myself, right? I didn't want somebody directing me. The idea of doing what somebody else wanted me to do every day sounded like hell. And I'm paraphrasing, but this is what built Warren Buffett. This is wisdom way beyond being 10 years old, right? This is wealth for all the right reasons. This is void of vanity. This is void of ego, right? The freedom to work for yourself without direct reports, right? Without performance reviews. Am I right? Without quarterly assessments. Ain't nobody saying there's something wrong with being held accountable. But what I'm saying is freedom. Freedom is the name of this game. And even a young Warren Buffett knew that it was freedom, that it was money that would give him his freedom. Money's just a conduit for freedom of your time. Nothing more. Don't get obsessed with money. Get obsessed with freedom. You know, sometimes you grow your business big, and because you don't have systems in place, all you have is some golden shackles. You're looking for freedom. If you're ready for number 4, give me a number 4 and a share. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? I heard that. I heard that. That's that. Hey, man. That's. I hope y'all see it. Appreciate that, T. Here's number 4. Here's number 4. If you want it, and again, while y'all are sharing this, while you're getting busy, don't forget a hell of a question for you to ask yourself. Would you prefer to be the worst lover in the world, but have everybody think you're the best? Or would you prefer to be the best lover in the world and have everybody think you're the worst? That answer will tell you if you're playing a status game or a wealth game. I'm trying to tell you. Here's number 4, y'all. Here's number 4. Buffett learned the power of Kaizen. The power of Kaizen. We have something called the Kaizen Academy. Tonight, we're doing a class on irresistible offers, how to sell without selling. What are the 4 questions that stop any sale before they happen, et cetera, so forth. And even if you're watching a replay of this and this evening already passed, we keep them all in the archive. Right now, the Kaizen Academy, you can be in it for only $99 a month and get all the archives, or even the basic plan where you just get to rock with us twice a month, like $40 a month. It is dirt cheap. It's almost giving it away. But why do we call it the Kaizen Academy, right? I was doing it for free. My mentor, Mr. Les Brown, he said, if people don't pay, then they won't pay attention. That's the only reason we charge, because I would just give it away, because I don't think I deserve to be rich unless I'm helping other people, unless I'm contributing some kind of value to other people's lives, right? But he's the one that helped me flip that switch, like, yeah, but you're doing them a disservice if you're giving it away, because they don't even respect it. They can't respect it because they got it for free. And it's the way human psychology works. But here's my question. Why do we call it the Kaizen Academy? Because Kaizen is just another word for compounding, y'all. Now, I may be changing the name of the academy soon, ironically, but we're not going to change the concept. I'm thinking about changing the name of the academy to the Baby Boomer Business Academy. Or I might go with the Encore Academy, because really what I realize is that I'm talking to the older generation. I'm talking to everybody, right? But I'm really speaking to the older generation that is in fear about their retirement not being enough. As life expectancy keeps on increasing, there's this huge segment of the population, and a lot of them gather with us every morning, who wants more out of life. They want to make $1 and a difference. They don't feel like it's too late. They're not ready to put it away. And I'm really thinking about just focusing on them. But the reason that we call it the Kaizen Academy is based on this concept of constant and never-ending improvement. There are people who go their entire lives without realizing the awesome power of compounding. And Buffett learned this in his tweens. He read this book called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. And he quickly found out that if you compound $1,000 at 10%, and that's nothing, for 25 years, you'd have over, I think it's like $11,000 or something like that, right? Now that's the 10% a year, which when you break that down into months is almost nothing. But this prompted him to look at time in a different way. And that changed the rest of his life. He started looking at time in a way where, you always hear me talk about how if a penny doubles 31 days straight, 1 penny becomes over $10.7 million, right? Y'all heard me talk about that before. That's Kaizen, the idea that if you improve 0.1% every weekday, right? Then that's 0.5% a week, which is 2% a month, which is 26% a year, which means every 3.5 years, your input doubles, your performance doubles, your income doubles, right? Off 0.1%. I didn't say 10%. I said 0.1%. What are we saying? We're saying that the present is married to the future when you use compounding. Man, there's a bunch of concepts that you learn. There's a bunch of concepts that you learn that everybody underestimates, right? Leverage. People don't understand leverage, but we talk about it in the Kaizen Academy. Delayed gratification. People don't understand delayed gratification, but we have whole courses on that. Critical thinking, mental toughness in the Kaizen Academy. rational, but optimal mindset. We have whole classes on that. The whole idea that you can't just be Pollyanna and look at everything with rose-colored glasses, but dang, you got to get out of victim physics where cause equals effect. I see something out there, it changes something in here. And you got to get into quantum physics that says I'm a creator, right? Slow, incremental, constant progress, right? Mental biases and how they affect decision making. We discuss all of this in the Kaizen Academy, but break it down way simpler than these big words may make you feel. But the number one thing that can change your life is this idea of compounding. Compounding. I don't care if you're talking about your money. I don't care if you're talking about your health. Why do you think we have those classes on habits? Why do you think we have those classes on? Why do you think I'm such a living example of what habits will do for you? Because I know this is the part that changes your life. I don't care if you're talking about wealth, health, relationships. If you understand these concepts, you can build anything. If you're ready for number 5, give me a number 5 and a share. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to figure out this title as I'm putting out this book. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm gonna change the name of the academy. Oh, also, y'all, we're sending out more planners today. Speaking of compounding time, we're sending out more planners today. So if you haven't ordered your 90-day planner, so you can take advantage of the fourth quarter, right? We're going into the fourth quarter of the year. This is the money-making quarter, y'all. You know, and if you want to plan yours out, if you want your 90-day planner, make sure you order it. I just put it on the screen. Go to wearemillionaireminded.com, you know, and make sure you order your 90-day planner. Make sure you order your 90-day planner. And then we'll get it out for you today. Also, tonight is the Kaizen Academy. We're doing nothing but irresistible offer tonight. So if you haven't joined before, risk your $40, man, and join the academy. I have a feeling it's going to pay off for you. All right, here's number 5. Buffett learned how to make a deal, baby. Buffett learned how to make a deal. I appreciate that, Jen. Hey, look, I could be wrong. Maybe I'll do a poll. All right, Buffett learned how to make a deal. At the age of 11, y'all, Warren Buffett learned the importance of making a good deal because him and his friend were shoveling snow for his grandfather. And then when they were finished, they learned his grandfather was going to give them $1, which he felt was too little, right? Or a dime, which he felt was way too little. And that's when he learned that you need to know the terms of the deal before you make it. You know, so in his letters, he always does these letters to his fund, Berkshire Hathaway. And he's always talking about these massive deals that he'll just seal with a handshake. He talks about working with people who have integrity, doing long-term deals with long-term people. Listen, I don't care if you're talking about wealth, relationships, whatever you want to name. You want to do long-term deals with long-term people. A lot of times you don't understand when you're fighting for something that compounding, y'all, compounding. And the only way something can compound is if you're dealing with people who have commitment and integrity. Does that make sense? Other than that, it's a law of diminishing returns that starts to kick in. So the fact that I've seen that all through the business world, all through the music business world, all through my own life, this idea that there are certain people on this planet that their word is their bond. That should be your goal, to find these kinds of people. Your goal should be to find these kinds of leaders. And according to my clock, it's time for us to get out of here now. I hope this was helpful, y'all. Order your planners now if you haven't yet. Love y'all. It's affirmation time. Here's how you call in on the affirmations on a Saturday morning. Shouts out to Miss Amma Nanswe. Appreciate her letting me be here this morning because this must have been for a reason. I'm sure I was supposed to touch somebody or maybe be touched by somebody. And we're going to continue this day and find out. Repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it. I am so happy and grateful